pleasant morning to you all. Let us discuss the other important nutrients of a balanced diet. Last class we had discussed about carbohydrates, fats and proteins. The next important class of nutrient in a balanced diet are minerals. What are minerals? These are important nutrients which are required in small quantities as compared to carbohydrates, fats and proteins, yet they play a very important role. They are important for the metabolic chemical reactions or processes taking place within our body. Though there are number of mineral nutrients present, we shall discuss only few of them which are in your syllabus. Before discussing, let us group the minerals. They are grouped into two types, macronutrients and micronutrients. What are macronutrients? Nutrients which are required in large quantity as compared to micro. Macro means large. So, under that we have important mineral elements such as calcium, sodium, phosphorus, magnesium, etc. And when we talk about micronutrients, these are required lesser than the as compared to macronutrients, which include elements such as iodine, then you have got iron, cobalt, copper and so on. So according to your syllabus, you have to lay more emphasis on the mineral elements sodium, calcium, iodine and iron. So let us first discuss the macronutrient calcium. Calcium is very important. These are found in the milk and milk products and are very important for the healthy bones and teeth. You often have heard your mother coaxing you to drink milk so that saying that these are good for your bones and healthy teeth. So calcium plays a very important role in strengthening the bones and the teeth. Besides this, calcium also plays a very important role in clotting of blood. When there is injury and the blood tissues get damaged, in that case, what happens? The clotting requires the thromboplastin and all that we had discussed in circulatory system, but the mineral element required is calcium. And moreover, the muscle undergo contraction and relaxation, that the proteins myosin and actin are present. That contraction and relaxation of the muscle fibers of which the muscles are made up of requires calcium. So if there is deficiency of calcium in the diet, what will be the consequences? Side effects. The effects of less calcium in the diet will lead to weakening of the bones and the teeth, then delayed muscle contraction and delayed clotting of blood. In small children, calcium leads to a disease called as rickets. The symptoms are the child who has calcium deficiency, acute calcium deficiency in the diet, the chest part becomes pigeon chested, that is protruded out, and the legs are bowed legs. So this is the symptom of rickets. How can one control or prevent it? By substituting the diet with calcium rich food. Next is important macronutrient is sodium. Sodium, the main source are the table salt, that is NaCl, and this is also very important in acid-base, maintaining the acid-base equilibrium of the cell and the permeability of the nerve impulses. That means the transmission of nerve impulse, it requires a small amount of sodium also. Got it? So what happens when you go to higher classes, you will be studying about the transmission of nerve impulse that requires sodium and potassium, and moreover you will be studying about the sodium potassium pump of the cell membrane. How does it helps in the activating the ATP? So that at present you have to just remember what is the source, NaCl, what is the importance of sodium in our diet, and what is the defect or deficiency disease caused due to less amount of sodium in the diet. So it may lead to that is the nerve impulse, and the transmission of the nerve impulses gets affected. Now let us discuss about the micronutrients. As I said earlier, though there are many micronutrients like I had mentioned earlier: zinc, copper, iodine, iron, cobalt, but we shall discuss about iodine first. Now what is iodine? It is an important micronutrient. Where it is found? It is found in iodized salt. The salt that we use, your mother uses in the kitchen, that contains, apart from NaCl, some amount of iodine. Why? Because it is and it is also found in seafoods like sea fishes, and this iodine is very important for the formation of the hormone thyroxine. What is thyroxine? It is a hormone secreted by the thyroid gland situated in the neck, and it is very important for proper growth and mental development of the child. So if a mother, an expecting mother, lacks iodine in the diet, then in that case the child also is affected. So what are the deficiency disease? One of them, it is goiter. Goiter, the symptom is what? Swollen neck. The neck region becomes swollen. That is because of less formation of less secretion of thyroxine hormone from the thyroid gland. Clear? Now, like I said also, it is important for growth and mental development. So if a child, newborn baby, if the expecting mother at the time of pregnancy had less amount of iodine in the diet as required, then the child may suffer from a disease called as cretinism. What are the symptoms? The symptoms include stunted growth. Stunted growth means the growth, the height is very much reduced, and there is poor mental development. Clear? And in adult, it leads to a disease called as myxedema. What is myxedema? What are the symptoms? Swollen face, hands, sluggishness, and coarse hair. So all these are some of the symptoms which are found in myxedema. It affects adult, and when I talk about cretinism, that is affects children when they lack sufficient amount of iodine in the diet. Why? What is the importance of iodine? It helps in the formation of thyroxine hormone. Clear? Now next important mineral nutrient, that is the micronutrient, is iron. Iron, you know, it is very important, found in green leafy vegetables and fish, egg also. So this iron is an important component. Why it is so important? It is an important component of the hemoglobin in the RBC cells or the red blood cells. Hemoglobin. It is made up of two parts, heme and globin. Heme means what? The iron part. Globin means the protein part. So what happens? Hemoglobin is very important because it acts as an oxygen carrier. It is this hemoglobin present in the RBC cells that is responsible for transporting of oxygen to the tissues, so that breakdown or oxidation of food can take place to release energy in the form of ATP, and that energy ATP is required or utilized in all the metabolic processes. Clear? Now what is the deficiency disease of iron? So if a person suffers from that is lacks iron in the diet, sufficient amount or the required amount of iron in the diet, he or she may suffer from a disease called as anemia. Clear? So what are the symptoms? The anemic person is inactive, feels fatigue and weakness, and in acute cases gets tired very easily, and in acute cases may faint also. So the diet can be substituted with iron rich foods, and then this particular disease anemia can be rectified or cured. Clear? So today that's all for the mineral salts. Let us go through the notes. Though in your book you may be, if you have the book, you may be finding that is there are other, in the table other mineral nutrients are given, that is elements are given under macronutrients and micronutrients, but according to your syllabus you have to go through sodium, calcium, iodine and iron. I hope you are going through the back questions, children, of the previous chapters and all. So if you have any doubt, write in the comment section and go through it. You can get the syllabus from going to the site. So the type of questions that you may be asked, that name the disease caused due to the deficiency of sodium or maybe iodine, and what are the symptoms and sources of that particular mineral element. Next class we will start off with vitamins. That is very important, including the water soluble vitamins and fat soluble vitamins. That's all. Stay home. Be safe.